Even if we're famous, it seems like we always have financial challenges, making us wonder whether they'll ever go away. If you're wise and prudent with your spending, fame frequently comes with riches. However, most celebrities overindulge in their opulent lifestyles, leaving them with empty bank accounts and chaotic lives. So who are these celebrities we're talking about? What kind of mistakes mess them up? Let's get it on. Number 10. Stephen Baldwin. Stephen Baldwin experienced financial hardships on numerous occasions, leaving him with nothing. According to IMDb, Stephen Baldwin made headlines for his roles in The Usual Suspects and The Flintstones and Viva Rock Vegas. But not even his notoriety and renown could shield him from the effects of the world recession in 2008 and 2009. According to Reuters, Baldwin declared bankruptcy in 2009, claiming that he owed more than $2 million in debt, including 2 mortgages totaling $1.2 million on a home worth $1.1 million. Moreover, he owed more than $70,000 on credit cards and $1 million in overdue taxes. According to CNN, Baldwin was detained in 2012 for failing to file his taxes for 2008, 2009, and 2010. However, the actor's financial issues didn't end there. According to the Daily Mail, he had yet to pay his $7,000 per month mortgage for more than 6 years, which led to the foreclosure of his home in 2017. By 2016, he owed $1.1 million in total. The Blast claims that Baldwin moved into a modest Queens apartment and gradually paid off his taxes, accomplishing this right before his daughter Hailey Baldwin became engaged to Justin Bieber. Number 9. Toni Braxton. Toni Braxton is one of the best-selling R&B singers of all time, with countless classics like Unbreak My Heart, Find Me a Man, Let It Flow, Long As I Live, and He Wasn't Man Enough. Among the most notable awards she has received in the music industry include 7 Grammys and 7 American Music Awards. So how does a woman who has sold more than 70 million records globally declare bankruptcy not once but twice in a short period? After a sold-out global tour and millions of albums sold, Toni filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy in January 1998, shocking fans. Most people assumed she was reaping the rewards of her labor because her music had sold more than $170 million in total from her first 2 albums at the time of the filing. They were mistaken. The action was taken shortly after she filed a lawsuit against her record company to end her recording contract. According to Toni's attorney, she only received 33 cents for each new album, making it impossible for her to profit from music sales. After completing her first bankruptcy, Toni Braxton was able to regroup and restart her career. Later on, Braxton launched a residency in Las Vegas dubbed Toni Braxton Revealed. ABC News stated that Braxton passed out on stage during a performance in April 2007. She thus received lupus and microvascular angina diagnosis, forcing her to terminate her lucrative Las Vegas contract. Due to such a tragic illness, Toni Braxton had to file for bankruptcy a second time. Number 8. Courtney Love. It's commonly known that Courtney Love pursued fame and fortune with only one goal in mind. There is an old rumor that the musician and actress developed a list of things to accomplish to get famous. Courtney Love herself confirmed this rumor. She became friends with REM singer Michael Stipe and became famous. But her relationship with her late husband Kurt Cobain, a rock star, solidified the whole frontwoman's reputation in the public eye. Love has frequently taken the brunt of fan criticism, as well as a lot of conspiracy theories on everything Cobain, and all that ambition starts to sound a lot like an indictment of her character. Being famous is a tricky business. Love, who received millions due to Nirvana frontman's suicide in 1994, startled many in 2009 when she admitted to losing a startling sum of about $500 million. Money Incorporated states that while Love blames dishonest or incompetent accountants and money managers for the astronomical loss, some responsibility may also fall on her. So it is true that Courtney Love may have been a little calculating on her path to popularity and a little irresponsible after achieving it. The woman is unquestionably a survivor, though. Number 7. Brendan Fraser. For many lovers of pop culture who grew up in the 90s, Brendan Fraser was one of the top stars in the entertainment industry. In the early 90s, he made several appearances in teen comedies. By the end of the decade, the actor had made a name for himself in Hollywood by taking on significant roles in action and adventure movies such as George of the Jungle and The Mummy. Fraser's triumph was sadly tinged with grief since personal issues and injuries caused him to take a long break from starring in movies. Fraser Fraser wasn't precisely banned either, but a scandal did play a factor in reducing the number of roles he could land. Moreover, his net worth took a hit after he was forced to stop performing due to health issues and other legal issues. Brendan Fraser's string of misfortune began in the early 2000s when he was obliged to undergo several procedures, including a partial knee replacement and vocal cord surgery, to heal the harm that extreme action movies had done to his body. At about the same time, Fraser made claims against HFPA President Philip Burke of sexual assault, which Burke denied. After speaking about the assault and going through a divorce that left him unable to support himself, Fraser fell into severe grief and gave up appearing in movies. Fraser was once valued at $45 million, but not anymore. Number 6. Gary Busey. Whatever one's opinion of Gary Busey may be, there's no doubt that he's a very fascinating person. In an unexpected triple threat, the actor has demonstrated his talent in front of the camera and as a terrific musician and football player. He was raised in Texas and Oklahoma, far from the entertainment mecca of Hollywood. So how did Gary Busey lose all his money and possibly the momentum in his career? Despite years of hard work, Gary Busey's net worth declined due to bad investments and an abundance of medical expenditures. The Hollywood Reporter states that Busey could not self-censor after suffering a severe head injury in a motorbike accident in 1988 that left him with significant brain damage when he was 44 years old. Busey has struggled with drug addiction and unpredictable public mishaps since the accident. After such a prolific career, including starring turns in blockbuster films such as Lethal Weapon and Under Siege, it might be shocking to hear that Gary Busey is worth only about $500,000 today, though that's a healthy figure considering he filed for bankruptcy in 2012. Number 5. MC Hammer. Hammer's story indeed illustrates the rags to riches to rags transition. The early 90s saw him soar to popularity thanks to hits like Here Comes the Hammer, You Can't Touch This, and Please Hammer, Don't Hurt Them. His almost instantaneous rise to popularity brought him enormous wealth. Unfortunately, Hammer was bankrupt by 1996. Even worse, his job was beginning to look like a fleeting fad and he was drowning in debt. Hammer suddenly found himself having to sell all he owned and seek bankruptcy protection. This raises the question of how on earth someone can spend so much money so quickly. With all this renown, he was undoubtedly wealthy. In fact, he made $33 million in 1991 alone. MC Hammer started amassing wealth at such a startling rate that he possessed a private plane, 2 helicopters, and 17 vehicles, including top-of-the-line sports cars and racehorses. His home represented the most expenses. There were statues of him, Italian marble flooring, a gold toilet and hot tub, tennis courts, and a basketball court. Sadly, MC Hammer's popularity declined when music styles changed from dance hip-hop to more gangster hip-hop. His financial resources soon began to decline. He was still paying his 200-plus friends to work for him and still had a large mansion to maintain. He was now significantly overspending his income. He had no reserves of cash. In the end, he owed $13 million. He ultimately had to declare bankruptcy in 1996. Number 4. Kelly Rutherford. You'd think Kelly Rutherford would be living the high life now that she's a star of the famous TV show Gossip Girl, wouldn't you? Actually, no. Her estimated net worth is $1 million, but well, that is nothing compared to what she once had in her bank account. Rutherford suffered severe financial loss during a contentious 6-year custody dispute for her children. After everything was said and done, a judge gave Rutherford's German ex-husband Daniel Gersh sole custody of her children, allowing Rutherford to see them only in France and Monaco. The actress was compelled to declare bankruptcy in 2013 due to Rutherford's litigation costs, which came to over $1.4 million. Number 3. Nicolas Cage. Hollywood actor Nicolas Cage has starred in big films for decades, but the star's wealth from his work in the movies has shown his financial recklessness. The actor, a mainstay in the business since the 80s, established his mark playing prominent roles in blockbusters like Con Air and National Treasure. A vast $207 million fortune was made possible by his success, but the actor has been unable to preserve his wealth. Some of his purchases during that time are undoubtedly worse than others. Cage wasted his money on some perplexing endeavors. The actor spent $412,000 on a stolen dinosaur skull and $207,000 on an octopus. He also spent $380,000 on 2 dangerous cobras. He also spent millions on a variety of other rare and classic cars. Up to 30 motorcycles and 50 cars were supposedly in his possession by June 2004. His collection of vehicles included 9 Rolls-Royces and a $1 million Ferrari Enzo. By the time Nicolas Cage was in his mid-40s, he had already accumulated a significant amount of debt. Number 2. Curtis Jackson. How did 50 Cent lose everything in a short period of time, considering that he was one of the wealthiest musicians in the world with a net worth of well over $150 million? A short while ago, 50 Cent was second only to billionaire Jay-Z in hip-hop rapper wealth. But his net worth was drastically reduced by $200 million due to a failing music career, several legal disputes, and bad business decisions, leading him to bankruptcy with a $32.5 million debt. You can all blame it to luxurious living and blatantly careless actions. He filed for bankruptcy after a judge ordered him to pay $7 million to a lady whose sex tape he uploaded online without her permission. Well, there's always drama with 50 Cent. Number 1. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is well known in the realm of combat sports. It is difficult to remove Mike Tyson from the group of legendary boxers that includes Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Sugar Ray Leonard. But when Mike Tyson spent his money on high-end luxury, a significant portion of his net worth was gone. He purchased exotic cars, as well as large pricey homes that he didn't need at the time. He even reportedly at one point spent $71,000 on a pet tiger. The superstar reportedly paid $60,000 for each of the 3 Bengal tigers he owned. An additional $70,000 was also spent on their upkeep and diet. Even had to spend an additional $125,000 on an animal trainer. Quite a spendthrift, right? Mike Tyson had it all. He earned over $700 million from his boxing matches and utilized the cash to advance his profession. He invested a sizable portion of money in his boxing-related expenses, including lodging and training. His highest net worth is thought to have exceeded $300 million. Mike Tyson reportedly spent $2.2 million on a gold bathtub and purchased exotic pigeons and jewelry that was estimated to cost $5 million. Mike Tyson earned millions of dollars in his sports career, but at some point in his life, he went bankrupt due to mismanagement of his money and for having squandered it on luxury items. Tyson's net worth is now as little as $3 million. And that's a wrap. Whom of the celebrities do you think was just unlucky, and who among them deserved to lose everything? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more of our luxurious content. And why not click on another video showing now? This is The Luxurious. Talk to you in the next video.